Okay, everybody, today we're going to talk about how to come up with blog topics. So let's say that you have a website or a blog that you're trying to get some support topics for, and you're having trouble coming up with what those topics should be. And you know the general idea, but you need to write a bunch of headlines so you can assign them to writers, right? Because writers, they do a lot better if you assign them something that has an actual history to it. So I'm going to give you a couple examples. So in the first one, we have a new company called parsimony.com, and our topic is ERP. So we go to a website called answerthepublic.com. We type in ERP. We, of course, are looking in the language of English in this case. We get the questions, and it comes up, and it's got 170 different questions here. And it gives you this nice visualization. We're looking for ERP, and so the questions are, how, why, when, what, who, where, which, can, will, etc. And then it comes up with these topics that people are typing in on Google on a regular basis. What will ERP fix in my business? Goodwill ERP, I don't know what that means. What will ERP be in 2 years? Etc., etc. So they used to have a little data column here when you clicked on it. And they do still have that breakout now. It's been hit and miss, but what we do in the visualization is we go back here and then we just select all of the topics. And if you just get it just right, and then you hit copy for your system, different on a Mac and a PC. And then we take that data and we bring it into Excel. Okay, so here we are. We're in Excel, and we've copied our data. And instead of coming in and doing a standard paste, we need to do a paste special. So forgive all of my windows here. I'm going to just try to make this big enough, but I still want access to my menu. So I need to go up here to paste special, and we're going to do it as text versus HTML, and that puts it in all of these nice rows. Okay. So once we're here in Excel, we can go ahead and make a headline for ourselves. And we're going to call this ERP blog articles or headline ideas, something along that line. And we can even do a little pre-formatting in here to make sure that we give ourselves a clear and easy way to read this stuff. We see will is one of the words. We're going to make that into a, let's call it 18 point and maybe make it bold. And let's just put in a space here. And we're going to do just insert a row. And we'll do the same kind of concept here. Let's see if we can format save as above. All right, we're just going to try to power through some of Excel's silliness. And the way we're going to do that is we widen the column, and then we're just going to find each break. And we come down to can, and it looks like where's the next one. So we want to put in a space here, so we're going to get one row in there. And we're going to put a header designation of this. And we're looking for the next one, it's which. And we're going to come down here and make it an 18. I'm going to insert a row. I know I did that in a different order, but who cares? And this time I want to switch it up again to make sure you're paying attention. And oops, and that time I made the blank one 18, so good on you if you noticed. And then we're going to insert the row. Maybe I'll try to get systemic about this and follow my own advice. Coming down here. And I haven't made these bold. I forgot that little step. So I'm going to make it 18, bold, and insert a row. And that's probably the formula, right? So we're going to make it 18, bold, and insert a row. And now we finally have our momentum going. So kind of 18, bold, and mega row. And I'm sure there's quick keys and so forth, but I'm just trying to show all the individual steps. Oh, I just broke procedure. Let's get in there, 18, bold, and insert a row. And it looks like that's the last one. So let's go up and fix these other two that weren't, or three, or whatever it was, that weren't bold. And so we're doing that here. We're doing that here. We're doing that here. And this is all about consistency and all about systemization. So some of these details aren't technically important, but they're important enough to pay attention to. Okay, so once you've got the main list in Excel and you've copied that list, you're going to want to come into however you manage your projects. In this case, I'm going to use the Parsimony ERP system, and we're going to make a new project, and we're going to call it Blog Articles. Okay, it's an open status because it's not done, and there's no expected end date because we'll probably do a monthly recurring assignment to writers to write articles, right? So we click on Save. We're going to go ahead into that project now, and you can see this will show you kind of projects and calendar dates, but of course there's nothing in there just yet. Okay, so here we are in the project, and the project is for the blog articles, and we see no task assigned or anything like that yet. But we just come down here. In this case, we're just going to Notes, and we're going to paste in all of that data we just used. So we have all of that data we took from Excel, and we put it straight in here, and it's done lickety-split. No headaches, nothing to be concerned about. Looks like it just plopped in there as pretty as it could be. So all those things are now sitting in there. They're ready to go. And again, it doesn't matter what project management software you use. It doesn't matter if you use Evernote. It doesn't matter if it's just in your notepad, but this concept of how to manage things works better, in my mind, if you set projects and then you can make tasks when you assign each of these articles out, or maybe you assign batches of articles out. But that's why we do it like that. Okay, so what I did is I went over to Fiverr.com and I found a gig for a $5 500-word articles that they will deliver in 24 hours. Most of the time I would probably order a larger quantity than one, but in this case, it was a newer seller, and that means we don't know how reliable they are, and that means Fiverr doesn't know how reliable they are, so they're only going to allow one assignment at a time. The longer Fiverr gigs are up there, the more reliable they are, that you can order more quantity. So if I want 20 blog articles a month, I might order 5 with 4 different writers to have some variety. I might order just 10 and 10, or I might, if I have a really good writer, order 20. And just try to give them a variety of subjects so they don't get boring and they don't get stale. In this case, we simply need to enter the information for this one article. So they give us a bunch of options here about what does this relate to. We're going to say internet technology. Okay, because I'm not sure and I don't remember with perfect accuracy all of those article combinations, I want to do a couple things. First of all, I want to look at my options, and I see the top one says, what will ERP fix my business? So I'm going to go over and I'm going to take a look at Google. I'll just open a new tab and I'm Googling it, and I'm going to say, what will ERP, and the number one thing is, what will ERP fix in my business? So my suspicion is that there's some sort of ranking in the way that the articles are presented to us in our Answer the Public search engine. So what will ERP fix in my business? We're going to find out. And that's going to be our blog title. So we'll just come over here real quick. We'll grab that title, and then we're going to come back to our other window. One's Chrome and one's Safari, trying to keep this all clear for you. And we're just going to type in there. We may as well get our punctuation and our stuff right, just in case the writer thinks that we're trying to be informal. Keywords, we're going to use ERP, we're going to use cloud-based, and we're going to use SaaS. Now these are just normal keywords. We could just focus on ERP, we could focus on business, fix, but we only want to focus 2 or 3. And then we're going to just give a short description. Parsimony.com is a cloud-based SaaS ERP system. I can't spell very well, you can tell. Built for e-commerce entrepreneurs, which I'm sure is spelled wrong too. We would like an article that talks about the systemic improvements that can be delivered by an ERP system in general to help fix issues. The article does not specifically, need to be about parsimony. This is brand agnostic. So even though it's on the Parsimony blog, we're not there promoting our stuff. We want to just say what's the benefit of ERP in general, and then later a user can decide if ERP is useful to them. So we never want to be in a sales mode when we talk about blogs. We want to be in an information mode. Deliver good information to an audience, let them make the decision. That's our general policy. So at Fiverr, we go ahead, we complete the thing, and bada boom, bada bing, our order has started. Okay, now that the order is started and we've got the thing in the queue, we're going to come over here to our buying, we're going to look at our orders, and we're just going to grab a little bit of information here. We've got a blog article that we just started, and you can see we paid $5, the processing fee's $1, and it should be delivered. Oh, it looks like it might not be one day, it might be a few days, but we don't really care about the timing in this case. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to grab this basic information because we're going to copy this in. It's still generating an invoice, as you can see up here, but since I don't have an invoice yet, I just want to add in this generic version of the invoice. So I'm just copying this, and then I'm going to go back into the project management so I can show the cost. Okay, so here I am back in the project, and actually we're going to make a task in this project. So we click back into the main project, we click add a task, and we're going to say task, create one blog article. And it's in the project blog articles, priority is low because there's many other things that are more important than a blog article. I just ordered it today, so that's going to be this date. And I don't remember what it said, the 20th maybe. And you know, our total time in putting this together is 1 hour or less. We can put in half an hour, or we could put in 2 hours. There's some work with all of this stuff here, but whatever it is, put in the right number. This is a milestone. This is not actually a milestone. Other articles can be created without this being a contingency. That's what a milestone generally means. So in this case, we're going to say we assigned a blog article using Fiverr, and here is the information. And then we just copy that information in here so that people can see it. And then we're going to click Save. And that's the basics of documentation right there. Okay, so we have all of the general details in here. If you are in the kind of a company and you're doing project management, I definitely would advise you to follow the timesheet, or any expense claims to make sure you get your billing in by these projects. That's a big key to project management. But in this case, we pretty much have the task all set. So I'm going to click on task up here, and we see we're only looking at the blog articles task of the project we created earlier. And we see we're starting it basically today. It should be done by the 20th. In this particular case, we can say, we start on the 17th. It's going to be done by the 20th. And we can even click in here to edit it and relook at what we've done. So that's really all there is to it. That gives you a plethora of articles and topical ideas for one specific thing. We only looked at one topic of ERP, and we got 166 ideas. And then we went over and formatted that data in Excel. Then we went over to the project management. We put in our underlying data at the project level. We'll go back here to the project and just show you that real quick. And once we got the kind of underlying data in there, again, we're looking for the notes section here. You can see the task, by the way, that's been created there. So in the notes, we have all that data so we can refer back to it. In fact, I think I'll update this one here to task. I'll just say tasked. And then I'm going to copy this. And we'll come back in. We're going to click on here to this task. You can see the Gantt chart. I just want to see if we can retitle this thing. And that way we can keep these consistent. And there you go. I hope that's helpful. Good luck.